Can Welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years. And in this video, we are doing Mixtape Monday. So what is Mixtape Monday? Mixtape Monday is where I take your questions from the chat and I answer them in a compilation video that reflects my 80s upbringing and the mixtapes that we used to make when we were kids. So big shout out to Chop Chop Bang Bang. I got my hair done yesterday. I feel great. I feel fresh. I'm ready to go. And I'm ready to kick ass this week and into May. Speaking of May, I have launched my May sale. So if you want to check out what's going on, there's a link in the description. You can go see what kind of sales I have going on for the month. There is going to be a 2-day Memorial Day sale where you can book anywhere in the future for an amazing discounted price, but it's only going to be 2 days. I'm going to have the link up for 2 days and you've got to book during that. So it's going to be the 22nd and the 23rd, right before Memorial Day weekend. So I'm going to be taking the Memorial Day weekend off because it's one of my bestie's birthdays and I think she's coming down. We're also going to have another past life regression session, a group on May 17th, and that'll be at noon. That is up on the list. The April Power Hour sale is still going on through the 30th. So if you want to book a meeting for that, jump on in there and get it done. All this week, I am going to continue to feature the Renaissance Tarot deck. I got a lot of great feedback on this. Everybody really seems to like this, both in my videos and in my private readings. And we're also going to be using the Llewellyn Classic Tarot because I do love that deck. So let's get going on your questions, guys. I hope you're having a great start to your week. I hope you had a great, refreshing weekend. Let's bring up that card view, make it nice and big so you can see it. And here we go. So first question, will Meghan go on Dancing with the Stars? Kicking it off strong with a Meghan Markle video. She's not really a dancer, though, is she? Meghan Markle going to go on Dancing with the Stars. As I said, Dancing with the Swords. I think she is looking for the right partner and the right price. This looks as though it's a discussion and not a given, if that makes sense. I do think she is going to want to make that a very special episode of the Meghan Markle. And I do think she's going to want a bit more fanfare. Now, we've seen her dance at the Beyonce concert. We didn't see her dance at the Taylor Swift concert. She was allegedly there. But I don't know. There's a real concern here about who the right partner is. It's somebody who has to actually make her look good. And she does want to get paid for it. She does want some amount of payment for this. She's not going to open up the Arthur Murray, Meghan Markle dance studio or anything like that. Trying to cut the deal is certainly there. We see that with all of these swords here. Well, I think there's some negotiation about the watchability and the ratings for Dancing with the Stars. I think she's trying to leverage off of that, or her people are trying to leverage off that. Remember, once upon a time, she did pretend to be her own agent in an email or a series of emails. So we have to remember that she did that. So is this a desperation grab? Is it a desperation grab? How high is this on her list of priorities? Let's look there. How high? Knight of Swords. It's something she's doing. Is it a desperation grab? Eight of Cups. The Hierophant. She's trying to use it to improve the digestibility, pardon the pun, of her television show or the Netflix show and also the podcast. she's really trying to be anywhere and everywhere all at the same time. It's really kind of oversaturated. Is this oversaturation going to work for her? Is it going to work for her? Oversaturation. Will it work? The Hierophant, the people in the know are grossed out by it. It's really high priestess, in bad taste. It's not going to correct that bad wheel of fortune that she has in reverse. It's just not going to provide that transformation. So no, this oversaturation is not going to work. So next up is, and we're going to stick with the Renaissance Tarot for this. Lady C, this is from one of my viewers, Aspen, said that Harry has been disinherited, which was executed by the late Queen Elizabeth. So has Harry been disinherited by the late Queen? Was he disinherited? The devil, as long as you're with her, you're not going to get any action. Oh, life of misery. Ace of Swords, you are cut off from the power source, the Hierophant. You are going to be cut off. So yes, I do think that there is some codicil somewhere in some documentation where Queen Elizabeth said, as long as you're with her, you're not going to inherit certain things. Is this why he wants the apology for Meghan? The apology. Page of Swords, 10 of Wands. Yes, and the Tower in reverse. He want that. This is a component of why he wants that apology, because if he stays with Meghan, he gets none. He gets null. What will Charles do about this? Charles, that was a little sloppy shuffle for you guys. Charles still has a sweet spot for his son. Can't blame him. Why wouldn't he? But part of the issue here is that he shouldn't thwart the will of the former sovereign. That was done for a reason. So is he going to follow those dictates? 9 of Wands, 10 of Swords. My hands are tied. Nope, he's not. There's the Tower. 3 of Cups. And little enabler there, right? 9 of Coins. He's going to make sure that his precious boy is protected. So even though the 9 of Wands, Harry is left out in the open, 10 of Swords, he's really not capable. King Charles still wants to baby him, still wants to mother him and protect him. How is he going to do that? He's going to do that through financing him himself. And I've said this time and time again, and I have lots of people that argue with me that say he can't inherit anything from the crown. He can't. Charles can pay him out of his own pocket. Charles has his own money. And I know it's all wrapped up in the royal family, but Charles is not going to let his son live in a crappy apartment in Van Nuys. He's not going to do it. He is going to make sure that he lives in a manner appropriate for a prince of the blood. This is a situation that Charles is being forced into by the dictates of the queen, the late queen. And here it creates this indulgence of Harry. This creates some goodwill. Does it correct any problems with Harry? Absolutely, positively not. So yes, I do think that he has been disinherited from the royal family inheritance, but not from what he could personally inherit from his father, Charles, Mountbatten, Windsor, not King Charles III. So That's what I have to say about that. Question from Crazy Mermaid. Is anyone else going to go down the tubes with Diddy? I did a video on Diddy last week, his fall from power, and we want to know, is anyone else going to go down with him? It's not looking so good for Diddy. Are we going to have any other players in the mix here? Let's see. A little fun reveal for you guys. I think there's going to be not someone above him, but someone lateral or beneath him. I think there is an organizer. It's kind of like a Ghislaine. There's going to be a Ghislaine that goes down. And that definitely is a future cast. I am going to say future cast. So keep an eye out for an assistant administrator, something like that in the Diddy world who is going to be named and gamed in this whole situation. So also Crazy Mermaid, she asked at the last minute, will he take a plea? Are we going to get a plea? Are we going to get a plea? Now, Diddy has said he will spend every last dime that he has to make this go away. So, is he going to ultimately plea? King of Cups. The Fool. I think he's going to fight this to the end. Knight of Wands in reverse, Knight of Coins in reverse. A lot of reversals here. 3 of Coins in reverse, and the 2 of Wands. No one would be in agreement with him careening into the future saying, I want to fight this to the finish. The agreement would be more to kind of accept your fate. I hate to say it. One thing of note for my tarot students here, the Knight of Coins, King of Cups, Knight of Wands, and the Fool are all in reverse. None of these characters, when they are in reverse, hold any power. They do not have the ability to direct or make things happen for others around them or for themselves. Here we have not a lack of support for whatever his idea is. So if this assertion of I am going to fight this to the finish, if that assertion is true, if he has said that and proposed that, I don't think that there's a lot of agreement in his counsel. I don't think that they're agreeing with that. This 2 of Wands does suggest that we resign ourselves to our fate. Again, we've got to see what else comes out. I think, like I said, I think there's going to be a subordinate that, or even I don't want to say it's a lateral person. It's probably a subordinate. It's probably someone who worked for him, who is going to have to step forward and take their medicine as well. So let's see what else we've got here. This is a very interesting one. MJR, you've been asking me about this, and I may do a bigger reading on this as well. Is Charles Spencer responsible for finding, auditioning, hiring, and paying Meghan to infiltrate the royal family? Charles Spencer. Is Charles Spencer involved in this? And I will likely do a bigger read on this for my Royals and Scandals on Thursday, so keep an eye out for it. So it's all going to depend on what happens with this. Is Charles Spencer responsible for Meghan Markle crossing the path of his nephew? Oh, wow. Whoa. Page of Wands, 7 of Coins, and 10 of Wands. That is a wily character that got out of control. I cannot wait to do this reading on Thursday. So buckle up, Buttercup. We are going to read that on Thursday for sure. So sticking with royals here, why did King Charles III not go to Pope Francis's funeral? And the question here from Lauren is it because the Pope's death has greater symbolization to King Charles III's reading about Islam? So let's just see why he didn't go. Let's start there. Why did he not go? I suspect I know the answer to this. The Hermit, 5 of coins. I honestly, I think he did want to go. Ace of Swords, 4 of Cups, the Emperor. I don't think they want to risk him being in events like that. So, 2 presidents, two American presidents there, lots of heads of state. Um, I don't think that they wanted to expose the king to that because of his health and because of the circumstances. I don't think him being present when Zelensky and Trump were going to have a conversation. I don't think that that really was the best place for the King of England. And I think his advisors said as much, that it was better to have a robust son in place before the king went there. It's a tough answer. The Hermit card, they just did not want him there because of political reasons, but because of his health reasons as well. I don't think that he is really strong enough to be able to scramble from place to place. So let's see. We've got questions about Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom's relationship. This is coming from Ray Ray. Hi, Ray Ray. I see you. So we're going to switch up our deck here. Go back over to the Llewellyn Classic. Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom's relationship. What's that all about? What's that? How's that doing? How's she doing with Legolas? 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups is a good reminder for all of us here. The 5 of Cups shows us when we are looking at negative things and not looking at the positive things. There's a lack of gratitude here. Now, I know Katy Perry was talking about like meditation and how tuned in she is. But sometimes we can get too tuned into like the concept of being tuned in, and we're not really tuned in. You have to stay balanced. Remember that temperance card. So this 5 of Cups is sometimes looking at things that are not working and not focusing on the things that we should be grateful for, even if she says that. So what crosses this? What crosses this? Let's see, kids. Let's see. New beginnings in the future. Oh my goodness. 8 of Swords. I don't think this is like the greatest kind of situation that's going on with them. I don't think that it is. I don't think it's an easy time, but I don't think it's a difficult time. What I think is going on is it's an adjustment period. When we're climbing mountains or like running a mud run or something, sometimes you have to make adjustments to your stride or your footing or your grip. And I do think that they're trying to make an adjustment to their relationship settings. Let's put it that way. That being said, it does look like there's something in the past that was done that they both have to kind of either let go of or address. I don't think that the relationship is breaking up at the moment. I don't think that, but I do think that they are making some adjustments and possibly kind of running on their own steam, so to speak. They do have a child, of course, but I think that they are kind of very busy with their professional lives. put it that way. Katy is on tour right now, and she just did that crazy flight, but it looks like there's some weirdness here. Kind of a reset. So, how do they both feel? Let's see how Orlando feels. That is fun to say, Orlando. It's like Francisco. So here's Orlando. Here is Katy. Orlando, Page of Wands, Six of Cups. Yeah, this is, looking at new projects, trying to set himself up for more things in the future. I feel like he's looking for more serious roles at this point. And not that Legolas wasn't a serious role. I do think that Legolas was a serious role. It's Tolkien, for God's sake. Um, but there was some lightheartedness in it, and I think he's looking for darker, more I don't want to say darker, but like more serious, more grown-up roles kind of thing, more mature characters. And she is trying to reignite that excitement of, first blush of relationship. So trying to catch those feelings again, which makes a lot of sense. Sometimes we have to do that when we're resetting relationships. So I'll probably take a look at them a little bit more deeply. Did he want her to take that Blue Origin flight? Did he think that that was a good idea? A little storytelling here. Concerns about going, but did think it was going to be good to promote her tour. Chariot, now with the blowback, he's like, get back to what you know, girl. Like, let's not do this again. Let's not try and cross the streams and talk about astronomy and astrology in the same sentence. You really shouldn't do that. I'm just saying. So yeah, I don't think he feels great about it. I think initially it was like, yeah, I guess it could be a cool marketing ploy. Question, I heard that Jeff Bezos and his girlfriend are eyes wide shut power couple, that they were arranged. Were they, in fact, arranged? I don't think so. I don't think that this is an arrangement. I think was it a machination on one party's part? Yes, I do think that somebody tried very, 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 very hard to land Jeff Bezos. Did I say it that way? I did say it that way. I think she tried very, very hard to do it. I think it's very obvious. She's gonna be all she can be to make that man happy. So, good for her. Good for her. She does have crooked eyes from that last facelift, but did I say that out loud? I think I did. Oh my goodness. So what else do we have? So this will be our last question for today. Mixtape Monday, and this is from MJR and a whole bunch of fours. Updated reading on Oprah. She was just served with papers in the Russell Simmons lawsuit. Now, I'm not unaware of this. And does she plan to testify at Diddy's trial? Was she supposed to be arrested by now? So let's see what's going to happen with the Russell Simmons thing. So how is Oprah going to fare in this Russell Simmons thing? Or where does she fit in this Russell Simmons thing? Six of Swords, she is getting herself away from it. So what is the outcome of her testimony? Ten of Swords. Oh my goodness. I think she's going to throw him under the bus. Not directly, but I think she is going to throw him under the bus and be like, yeah, it's very Oprah's very crafty about how she says things and presents things. So she'll be very careful about how she throws him under that bus. So is she going to testify at the Diddy trial? Is she going to testify at that? Is she going to be called to give testimony? Tower in reverse. It's something she did. There is something coming through psychically that is an event that they hosted adjacent or with each other. I think this is like one of the like white parties, Hamptons kind of thing. But there's an event that I think she co-underwrote that is going to become an issue. It's one of the things that's going to be mentioned. So I'm not sure if that's already in the news, but uh when you have parties like this, when you have big parties like this in LA, in New York, there you do have to get insurance. You do have to get some kind of coverage just in case somebody trips and falls into the pool, hits their head, crashes a car on the way home, anything like that. So a lot of the time these policies do not cover SA and those kinds of things. They have specific things like if you catch a social disease or something, they will not cover that. So it's kind of like a party at your own risk, kind of in that sense of it. But does that mean that they're totally off the hook on this? I don't know. I don't think so. I think a lawyer could say much better how that is managed. But I think undeniably she is responsible for this event with him, and that there possibly will be a little bit of settle out of court. So that is all I got to say about that kid. So hope you enjoyed this mixtape Monday. It was fun. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming up this week. So sit tight. I will have more makeup on later. I just got up and got my coffee and sorted out all my stuff for the week. So it is still pretty much Sunday morning here. So thank you everyone for all the likes, subscribes, memberships, whatnot. I will be getting back to regular lives just now that the band season is over. It's a little bit easier for me. Also, membership. I want to do some more special things from you. Membership, you have a private link for a discounted reading all the time with me. So if you're a member of my channel, you always have a discounted link. Membership, we also this Tuesday are going to do 2 giveaways because I did not do your April giveaway. So we're going to give away readings for April and May for all of you. So make sure that you come to that on Tuesday. I will have all of it set up for you so you can jump right in. And you have to be in the live to be eligible to get the free reading. So I can't do it any other way. That's the only way I can do it. So I hope you guys have an amazing start to your week. Be well. Ask me any questions. Put your links down below. Wednesday, we'll have a post for Fan Favorite Friday, so you can put up and vote on what I'm going to do on Friday. And then Saturday, I will have up Friday, I will have the post up for suggestions for Mixtape Monday. So you can put them here. You can put them in the other videos. It's okay. I just do my best. I'm trying to really keep organized for getting into summer so that I can actually enjoy this summer and get out of the basement. So thanks, everybody. I will see you all soon.